Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the source material on the biggest topics out there. Today, we're diving into a technology that's doing way more than just answering our questions. It's starting to actively get things done for us.
Right. We are talking about AI agents. Think of them as the next major leap beyond the chatbots we've all gotten used to. And trust me, these aren't just another tool. They are set to completely change how we live and work in some really profound ways. Okay, let's get into it.
All right, first things first. To really get what's going on here, we have to understand the fundamental, and I mean huge difference between the AI we use every day and the AI that's just around the corner.
So the big shift here, it's all about going from passive to active. An AI assistant, like ChatGPT, just responds to your prompts. You ask, it answers. Simple. But an AI agent, well, it takes that a giant step further. It can take autonomous action, all on its own, to complete complex, multi-step tasks for you. You don't have to guide it every single step of the way. And that leap from just responding to being truly autonomous, that's the whole ballgame.
Okay, so what does one of these, new autonomous assistants actually do? Let's break down how this all works in the real world.
I really love this quote from Microsoft's Jared Spataro because it just frames it so perfectly. Agents aren't just another feature. They are a whole new ecosystem. Think about it. Just like the App Store gave your phone a million new abilities, agents are designed to give your digital life a million new ways to get things done. So when you peel it all back, these agents basically run on a simple three-step loop. First, an agent is kind of always on, observing its environment. That could be your calendar, your emails, new data coming in. Then, using these incredibly powerful language models, it can reason through all that info and create a plan. And finally, if you've given it the green light, it acts. It goes out and executes that plan using whatever tools it needs, whether that's your email, a booking website, or a company database.
So let's make this real for a second. Imagine an agent that doesn't just find you sales leads, but actually drafts the first round of outreach emails. Or how about one that plans your entire vacation, hunting down the best deals across dozens of sites, and then, get this, if your flight gets canceled, it automatically rebooks everything for you without you even lifting a finger. That's the kind of power we're talking about. From high-level finance work to just managing your day-to-day life.
So the potential impact here, it is so massive that people are comparing it to some of the biggest turning points in all of human history.
Now, listen to this. This is a pretty heavy statement from a 2025 White House action plan. It's not just talking about one single shift. It's framing the promise of AI as three world-changing revolutions happening all at the same time, completely changing how we make things, how we share information, and even how we create. So when you boil it all down, the ultimate promise here, according to everyone from government to tech leaders, isn't just about a small productivity boost. Nope. It's about a complete and total paradigm shift in how work itself gets done, basically upgrading our ability to make things happen in the world.
But look, a promise that big always comes with equally big concerns. And let's be real, this technology taps into some very deep, very real anxieties people have, especially when it comes to their jobs.
And this quote, this is from a 25-year-old developer over on Reddit. It's just so raw and it feels so real. It perfectly captures that deep anxiety that a lot of professionals are feeling, and it really begs the question, and I'm genuinely curious what you think. Would you trust an AI agent with your job? Drop a comment below and let me know.
And it's not just a feeling, right? This personal anxiety is showing up in the data in a huge way. According to one analysis, academic research into reskilling and upskilling the workforce has absolutely exploded, jumping by 23% every year since 2022. That lines up perfectly with the rise of generative AI. The world is, frankly, scrambling to figure out how to adapt.
And it is so important to see that the challenges here go way beyond just jobs. For agents to work, they need access to our data, raising huge privacy and security questions. They learn from historical data, which means they can accidentally bake in old biases. Sometimes we don't even know why they make a certain decision, the whole black box problem. And of course, they can just be flat out wrong.
Okay, and check this out. Here's a really specific, kind of freaky technical risk that researchers at IBM have flagged. They call it a function calling hallucination. This is basically when an agent completely misunderstands what you want and uses the wrong tool for the job. Imagine asking it to draft an email, and instead it tries to delete a file. It's a totally new kind of error we have to build safeguards to prevent.
So, okay. The stakes are clearly sky high, right? We've got this incredible promise on one side and some pretty serious dangers on the other. So, how in the world do we navigate all of this responsibly?
Well, it looks like the game plan is taking shape on three main fronts.
First, you've got government stepping in with policy and new rules to guide how this stuff gets developed. Second, like we saw in the data, there is a massive global push to reskill and upskill the workforce. And third, the tech companies themselves are building safety practices directly into the tools. Things like human-in-the-loop approvals, which basically make sure a real person makes the final call on any important actions.
And all this really points to what seems to be the new goal here: collaboration, not replacement. The thinking is to combine our uniquely human strengths, things like creativity, empathy, strategic thinking, with the insane strengths of AI, like its incredible speed and its ability to process just unbelievable amounts of data. So you can see the whole narrative is shifting. The conversation is moving away from just automating people out of jobs and much more towards a future of partnership, where AI is there to augment what we're capable of achieving.
And that really leaves us with the big, critical question. You see, for centuries, we have built tools that serve us. But now, we are building collaborators to work alongside us. As AI makes this incredible leap from being just a tool to being a genuine partner, the biggest question of all is simply this: are we ready? If you want to explore more topics just like this one, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.